Welcome, everyone. My name is Ann Deidre, and this is the Intuitive Millionaire Coach Show. This is my husband, Dean.
Hello, everyone.
And we have Kelly standing by on the air. We've been coaching Kelly for a few weeks now, primarily on her relationship. So we were off the air last week. I'm anxious to check in and see where we're going to go today in terms of coaching so that Kelly can be in that ideal relationship, I guess is what I'm going to call that for now. And so, Kelly, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Missed you on the call last night, but I know you had something important to do, so I sent you the recording, and we'll catch up like in no time next week. So it's good to talk to you. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and say my prayer. I'm going to call on my higher divine self, Kelly's higher divine self, and I'm going to invite the hierarchy of light to be with us. I'm going to ask the highest good to come through, highest and best you ever imagine. Thank you, protected space, from a clear, pure channel for Kelly today while we share. Thank you, God. Amen. Okay, so seems like a few weeks have gone by, so you've had a little bit of time to absorb some of the messages that you received, and like you and I have talked about, sometimes with transformation, things can shift in an instant, but if we have subconscious patterns that are running us, sometimes we get another opportunity to really find out if that's how we want to operate in our lives. I guess that's how it's coming through. So why don't you catch us all up with what's been going on with your relationship with Adam since we talked last?
Yeah, well, it was a big week or I guess 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it did take me a little bit to absorb it all and to really, I guess, step into it and accept it and be okay with it. But I mean, it was right away I started feeling lighter and not as stressed out. I mean, in all of my relationships. I know I was telling you my relationship with my son has even improved. Just my head is just clearer. I'm just not as stressed out. It's great.
Yeah.
So I was, and I know we talked about, or you were saying that, now that I'm not going to feel this way, maybe I'm not going to like Adam as much, and, my view on him will change, which, I mean, it definitely has, and I'm not really sure, like, we haven't been hanging out or anything like that. Well, we talk at work, which is great, but it's, I don't know, it's different now, where I'm not stressed out about worrying about if I have won him or not. Mm-hmm. So it kind of has left it open, and I don't know. I really enjoyed him recently. I almost feel like we're getting to know each other again, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm okay with that. But I really do still like him. But it's better.
Good. So you have been hanging out, or just at work? I'm not sure.
We see each other at work every day, so. We've just been talking. He might come over tonight, but I'm not sure. So,
I love the not sure.
Yeah,
thing. Just not sure. I love the not sure thing.
Yeah, no, I know, right. And so that's why. I mean, there are definitely still things like I still question. I guess I don't know. I worry about allowing him to get to know me, and there's certain things that still are holding me back. So I feel like there's stuff we can still go deeper into with this, but
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, that's a really good insight that sometimes it's easy to notice someone else's patterns and behavior, and seems very commitment phobic, and at one point when I said to you, well, how about your feelings of commitment? So sometimes the people that we're involved with in relationships are just kind of mirroring our own stuff. So maybe you're the one that's actually hanging back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, what I wanted to do today was go into the willpower center, because it came up that it felt like you had some conflict about, we talked about you being in the driver's seat or kind of in the passenger situation with him, and if you were in the driver's seat, if you could proceed and actually feel your own power and see if he's someone you actually would still be interested in if you weren't all caught up in winning him over, right? Mm-hmm. So I love that you've had that shift in your consciousness and you're able to be more present with your son. That it absolutely is something that will happen with a genuine transformation, because that program that was running you, that was subconsciously keeping you tied up energetically, was preventing you from really enjoying your life on a very deep level. And I know you understand that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Which is great. I mean, he may still be doing the same thing, but it's just not affecting you in the same way.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I right. I can just kind of accept it and just be like, whatever. I'm not going to pull myself into that. It is what it is, and move on.
Which feels like you've accumulated a sense of more genuine self-worth and self-love since this realization that you really don't have to compete with anybody. In fact, there really is no competition if you're genuine in yourself. There's no one like you.
Right.
You realizing that?
Yes. Slowly but surely, yes. That definitely is coming through.
That's a big one.
Yeah, no, I guess that is a big part of it, where I guess I do. I have more confidence, and because I'm not stressed out and my head's not there, that I can just be okay with. And it's funny, I usually am pretty concerned about my appearance and making sure that everything looks okay and I'm wearing the right outfits and everything like that. And ever since, a couple weeks ago, that too has kind of changed, where I almost feel like, I don't really want to care as much. I mean, I'm still always going to care, but I don't want to care as much, because I would like Adam to like me whether or not I'm, wearing
not for the same
special
reasons.
to work that he likes. So that's...
Wow, you're not doing cartwheels. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that it's kind of released a big weight off my shoulders, which has been nice.
That's so great. That's so great.
Yeah.
That's a place that's a keeper, And,
right. Oh, absolutely.
And then you have an opportunity to experience genuine love, because as we get older, move forward in relationships, our physical appearance changes, and we've had that talk about that. And when you have something genuine and you feel like you're with someone that recognizes that you're like no other person, and that you both realize and that's the thing, Kelly. Before, when you're trying to have the perfect outfit and look a certain way, the problem with that is you're tying your energy up in that instead of noticing. Like I said, remember, notice even if you like his shoes or something like that. Just
right.
It's all about the concern about whether he'll like you, and that was that infatuation piece. So it was like, hey, Kelly, do you even like him? Because you haven't had a lot of energy to even notice the qualities that he holds. You're not even talking about, his beliefs or whatever he wears to work or whatever. So I know you understand that point. So I'm gonna we're gonna go into what I call the Power Wealth Center. And for anybody that hasn't watched the show, or if you have, I'm an intuitive life coach, and I specialize in unlocking the wealth of people's intuition and life purpose. And one way that I'm able to do that is we have 7 main spiritual centers in our physical bodies, and I'm able, I'm like a psychic detective, the people that I work with, and I'm able to pull out sometimes programming or seeds that people have planted, with things teachers might have said to us, or friends, not necessarily intending harm, but things that have just stuck with us and have bugged us and have really robbed us energetically of joy in our lives. And so the wealth center we're going to go into today is the Power Wealth Center. It's located right around your stomach area, the solar plexus. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about what that center is about, and after I stop talking, I'm going to ask you, Kelly, we've done this before, to talk about any issues that you may feel coming up after what I say. Okay, so the Power Wealth Center has to do with feeling powerful, feeling like you are not at the mercy of the opinions of others, feeling like you are in control of your emotional states, your physical body, not feeling helpless, again, not at the mercy of the opinions of others, not feeling powerless, but not feeling bullied, but feeling feeling okay with your power too, not feeling like you're going to overuse your power or thwart someone else's power, but just that you're comfortable in your own skin and that your will is aligned with God's will and that you feel capable and gracious in your life. So when I talk about that, please bring up anything from your past or present about what I'm talking about.
Okay. This one's not as clear as some of the other ones have been. I guess, some of the stuff I'm feeling is, and I know I've mentioned it before, that when I was younger, I had I guess I still do. I have a stronger personality. And let me think.
Did you have any temper tantrums? Did you have any temper tantrums when you were maybe 2 to 5 years old that you recall?
Yes. Oh yeah, my parents still talk about the temper tantrums that I would have.
That's what I'm getting that.
Right.
So that's early on. So if you can't come up with anything, I'm psychic, as you know, and I heard temper tantrum, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Between the two of us, we'll fill in the gaps.
Okay.
Let me tune in and see what I get with that, and see how you perceive it as an adult. Okay, maybe two different things. I'll get the bigger picture. You may get what you remember or don't remember. So hold on. And again, everyone, when I close my eyes, I'm able to get information from the higher spiritual realms to help my clients with their lives, no matter what they're dealing with. So it's when I close my eyes, I'll get information. So hold on, Kelly.
Okay.
Part of that beginning awareness at the very earliest age, I get between 2 and 5 years old, I get that you had an understanding or beginning of a conscious awareness that people weren't listening to you or seeing you. There were a lot of kids in the family. You started to feel overlooked, and it was a very basic, primal way, if you will, of getting attention very early on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think it was just me and my older sister, because my younger sister's 5 years younger than me. So,
okay. But you feel competition?
Other kids that I'd have to be competing with, but I'm sure
or
my
jobs or something.
Maybe,
Sorry to mean overtalk you, but it may not have been other kids, but very early on, you were like, I'm important, listen to me. Your parents may have been talking about their day at work or whatever it was. There was a lack of attention that you were receiving. Maybe it's just been financial stress in the family. Whatever it was again, now you have a son and I have children, and when children are very small, they have very limited ways of communicating.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like burping them. Do they need their diaper change? Are you tired, cranky? They just cry, and you have to figure out all these things. So you had a limited capacity to express yourself. And I was thinking today, if we have time, to go into the Communication Wealth Center, and that's interesting because you found some ways early on to try to express yourself. And we talked a few weeks ago how that had maybe you had figured out in high school.